Okay, so make sure you have 2 blocks if you could. If you don't have blocks, it's no big deal. But in case they're there, and then even a strap. And if you want to grab a belt or just something, even a scarf works. And you have your gear. Start off with a little chanting to center ourselves. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe deep into the belly and exhale out. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth like you're fogging up the window. We're going to hold them 3 times to start class. Take a big breath in. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Let's come on to our back. Just stretch out here for a moment. Nothing too fancy, right? Just reach the hands back and stretch the legs out. Just like a good old fashioned stretch that you would do even when you were young, just reaching out and stretching. And now bring the knees into the chest. Give them a hug. Lift the head off the floor. Feel the abs engage here. and then reach it out. We're going to do that 5 times. So reach out, feel the stretch, actually flex the legs, and then come back in and hug into the chest. Reach it out. Bring it in. Two more. Good. Now, bring the right knee into the chest. So you hug the shin here. And we're just going to massage this section of our large intestine right here. So on the right side, it starts, so it goes up, across, and down. So by bringing the right knee in first, we're going to traverse that pattern of our natural digestive system. And draw it in a little bit, flex the toes. Now interlace the hands behind your knee and look to straighten the leg. Now don't actually strain the leg, just keep a soft bend in it so it's a bent leg hamstring stretch. Now bring the knee into the chest again. Now I have an option. If I'm feeling flexible, I can grab my toes and look to straighten my leg best I can. If I'm feeling tight this morning, my right hand is going to cup the inside of my leg by wrapping around the outside of the right leg. And I let that hip open. And if you get here and you go, I think I got more, you can grab the toe and then straighten the leg best you can. Now bend the knee back into the chest. Pass it to the left hand, and the left hand grabs and drags across the body, and we have a twist here. Stay with that breathing. Inhale, come back to the center. Interlace the hands, and then straighten the leg best you can. So here, I'm going a little deeper than I did before with the bent leg. I want to really reach it. Here, circle the ankle. And then circle the other way. On the exhale, slowly start to let this leg start to come down. And then take a moment as you feel the legs themselves, because they feel different. Now, bend left knee, bring it into the chest. So that chant that we did in the beginning of just the Om, everybody kind of knows that within pop culture. But what it means is quite significant in the yoga world. And I think we all kind of know that intrinsically. Bring the knee into the chest, because you see it everywhere. And you know, oh yeah, Om, that's yoga. That's something. So pull this knee into the chest, so you feel a little bit of a pinch. Interlace the hands behind the knee, bent leg hamstring stretch here. So to me, it's so cool because it involves cosmology. It involves basically the creation of the universe in a Vedic understanding. So it's not like, our Western science, but there are some similarities. Now bend the knee into the chest and grab a hold with peace fingers if you can with the toes, and then look to straighten the leg. If you can straighten the leg, you're going to bend the knee and just cup the knee and let the hip open. So in yogic terms, you have Brahma, and he supposedly created the universe. So there was a creator of the universe, this universe, because there's other universes, according to the yogis. Bring the leg back into the center and then pass it to the right hand, drag it across the body. And they say he created the universe by chanting that very chant, the Om. And this is what created our material universe, everything in it, meaning the planets, us, everything. Take that just a little deeper. Now come back to the center, interlace the hands behind the knee, and look to straighten the leg a little bit more than we did before. So here's Brahma, and he chants this sacred mantra, Om, and it's 3 syllables when we chant Om. It's most people when they chant it, make sure you twirl the ankle here, circle the ankle. Most people chant O, and then they leave that M off. But it's 3 syllables. It's A, O, and M. We'll do it at the end again. Bend the knee into the chest one more time. Just give it a squeeze here. Straighten that leg. And then let it come down slow, slow. Slow, slow, slow. And then just feel the legs as the heel touches down. Just feel them for a moment. Feel what that did, that work that we did. Bring the feet flat to the floor. Hands go behind the head. We're just going to connect the abdominals a little bit this morning. Grab your block if you have it. If you don't have a block, it's okay. You don't need it. But it's nice. You can also grab like a pillow if you have a pillow and just put it between your legs just because you want something to squeeze on too. So send the legs straight up. Now here, curl the tailbone. That means lift the little back. Now squeeze whatever's in between your legs, so it might be the block or the pillow. I'm going to say block. Exhale, lift up elbows and shoulders. Tuck the tailbone again. Squeeze the block a second time and pull the belly down to the floor. Inhale, head, shoulders come down. Curl the tailbone up. Squeeze the block. Exhale, lift up. Tuck the tailbone. Squeeze the block a second time. Pull the belly down to the floor. Inhale, head, shoulders down. Curl the tailbone. Squeeze the block. Exhale up. Tuck tail. Squeeze again. Pull belly down to the floor. Inhale, head, shoulders down. Curl the tailbone. Squeeze the block. Exhale up. Tuck. Squeeze and pull belly down. We have one more. Inhale, head, shoulders down. Curl the tailbone. Squeeze the block. Exhale up. Curl again. Squeeze again. Pull belly down to the floor. Inhale, head, shoulders down, legs come down. And just feel that little bit of connection we created to the belly. Now lift up for your bridge. So I went to school for Chinese medicine. So I had to learn, when you go to school for Chinese medicine, you learn both Western science and medicine and Eastern medicine. Because we are a material girl living in the material world, aren't we? So even though we're learning Chinese medicine when we go to school for it, we're in a Western culture. We need to know kind of certain things about Western medicine. So I had to wrap my head around that culturally they might have been saying very similar things between East and West, but they had a different way of describing it. Lift the hips higher. So sometimes you may hear Brahma chanting Om, creating the universe. That's nonsense. We all know it's the Big Bang, right? But when you look at them side by side, they have very similarities. They have so many similarities between them. Lift up a little higher. And modern ancient peoples use their mind in a different way than we would use our mind with. We have different tools now. We have particle accelerators. I didn't have them back then. Stay with the breathing. Now relax the neck and the shoulders. And lift up just a little higher. Ujjayi breath. Three more long breaths here. On the exhale, slowly come down. Curl the tailbone just before you touch the floor. And then take a moment here. Don't miss out on this moment because you did some hard work here with the abs and the bridge. Feel the residue that those movements did for you. Bring the knees into the chest. Do small circles here so you release the low back. And then circle the other way. Turn over onto your side and then make your way to your hands and knees. We're just going to do some cat-cow here. And we're using this as an actual means to connect to the way in which you can articulate your spine. Five more of these, and try and feel what's happening in your body as you do this. Make sure the neck gets totally relaxed as you come to that cat. Right from here, step the left foot up in between the hand. So we're going to be in a box lunge here. So that means I have 90 degrees here and here. I'm not in my Anjaneyasana, which I would lean forward more. So I'm in a square box lunge here. Lift the arms. Make a fist with the right hand. Hook it over the left thigh. The left palm goes on top of the fist. Create a twist. And really focus on that motion of twisting the torso. You want to think of your spine as the central axis here. And you're twisting around the central axis of your spine. Bring the right kidney, which is here in your low back. Bring that towards your inner left ankle. Just helps my mind guide my motion. Hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. To straighten the legs and feel this opening through the back body and a relaxing of the neck. Right leg steps up in between the hands. Now that back knee comes down, but into a 90-degree box lunge. Lift the arms up. Now make a fist with the left hand. Hook left elbow over right thigh, right palm on top. Twist. One more big breath. Hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. Drip the heels down to the floor and let the neck hang. Left leg steps up in between the hands, back knee down. So this time, I'm not in my box lunge, I'm coming up to my Anjaneyasana. So now I want to feel this here. It's amazing. Very similar shape. My knee is back probably 4 inches from where it was before, but an entirely different sensation in my body where this is opening. Spread the toes on the back foot into the mat and breathe. Make a fist with the right hand. Hook the elbow over the left thigh. Left palm on top. Create your twist in your Anjaneyasana. Hands down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Right leg up in between the hands. Back knee down. Lift the arms up. So now I'm feeling this Anjaneyasana, not my box lunge. Fist with the left hand. Hook it over the thigh. Right palm on top. Push into that fist. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor. And step back to down dog. Now left foot steps next to the left thumb. Back heel spins down. Get a nice base here. Push the left heel into the floor and lift the arms up. Warrior one. So now my back heel is down. I'm getting a different sensation here of what it feels like in my hips. Similar shape though, right? Make a fist with the right hand. Now keep this back edge of your right foot pushing in. Create your twist, but keep that shape with the legs. It gives a different flavor. Hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. Now the right foot right next to the right thumb. Back heel spins down, lift the arms. Warrior one. Make a fist with the left hand. Keep that left heel pushing in. Right foot pushing in. Right palm on top of left fist. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. Ujjayi breath in and out. The left leg steps up in between the hands, high lunge, lift the arms. So now my heel is off the floor, lift the arms. So it's like that Anjaneyasana, but again, this knee is off the floor. Push it back. Each of these shapes, even though they're so similar in the way my hips are articulating, has a different flavor. Now this one gets a little more intense, and my hip is genuinely square. On the exhale, send that right heel back. Make a fist with the right hand. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor, step back to down dog. Now right hand, right leg steps up in between the hands, lift the arms, high lunge. Send the left heel back. Make a fist with the left hand. Hook it over the right thigh. Right palm on top, twist. Hands down to the floor. Step back to down dog. Now left foot steps outside of the left hand. So I'm pretty wide here. Come to the fingertips. Send the heel back. Now I'm active. Lift up. So I'm much wider here. Similar to that high lunge. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor. Step back down dog. Right foot outside of right hand. So I'm really wide. My foot's actually off the mat. Come to my fingertips. Breathe. Use the base and lift up. Hook the left elbow over the thigh, right palm on top. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor, down dog. Left foot up in between the hands. We're going to come back to our box lunge. Right palm on the floor, inhale, lift the left arm. Create your twist. Hands down to the floor, step back, downward dog. We're going to move through these a little faster. Right foot steps up in between the hands, square, box lunge. Left hand on the floor, lift the right arm. Hand down, step back, down dog. Left leg steps up in between the hands, Anjaneyasana. So now I'm a little wider, longer with my leg. Inhale, lift the arms. I should feel it in the front right hip. Right hand down to the floor, left arm lifts. Hands down to the floor, step back to down dog. Right leg up, Anjaneyasana. Nice and long through that back leg, lift the arms. Left hand down to the floor, right arm lift. Hands down to the floor, step back to down dog. Left foot steps right next to the left thumb, spin the back heel down, lift up warrior one. On the exhale, right hand comes down to the floor. Keep your legs where they are and twist. It's a little funny. Hands down to the floor. Down dog. Right foot next to the right thumb. Warrior one. Lift the arms. Left hand down to the floor. Keep the legs where they are. Lift. Hands down to the floor. Downward dog. Left foot outside of the left thumb. Keep the right hand down. Left foot outside of the left pinky. Left hand. Lift the arms so you're in a really wide stance. Foot off the mat. Hands down to the floor, down dog. Right foot steps outside of the right hand. Now keep the left hand down, lift the right arm up. Hands down to the floor, downward dog. 5 breaths here. On the exhale, come down to the knees. And extend the left leg out, curl the right leg in. Now walk the right hand on the fingertips to the outside of the left knee, and then create a twist here. And then as you're in your twist, you can inch forward and look for a connection to the hamstring. So if we look at the poses that we did today, they were very, very similar. And they had different flavors to them. They had a certain level of diversity to them. And you can see that if somebody were to ask which pose was best, you wouldn't be able to come up with a good answer because they were doing different things. But the diversity added so much flavor to the mix. It was, if I just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, it would have been quite boring. Fold forward. Release that and let the leg feel the connection to the back of the leg. Breathe deep. Switch the leg. Moving the left hand to the outside of the right leg, and then right hand behind you like a kickstand and fold. Twist, and then fold. So in the Yoga Sutras, it says, one of the things that it says is Ishvara Pranidhana, which is to surrender to the divine. Like you could do all this stuff like meditation and asana, or you could just surrender to the divine, Ishvara Pranidhana. And when they say, well, how would you do that? Surrender to this universal energy, like what does that even mean? Well, they say, well, what you would do is you would chant the sacred syllable Om. Lean into this a little bit so you feel the hamstring stretch too. Now release that and fold forward. It's one of the beautiful things about the yogic text is they really give you, if you go into them, they give you a systematic process of how to do it. So chanting Om is a very important part of yoga. And they say that the sacred syllable Om is inside each of us. So that's why when we chant it, we basically are resonating with that frequency, that it's like a mathematic frequency. Because everything is math, right? Everything can be broken down into that. Come back to center. Roll forward. I like to have my hands on the floor here, and I wave my body forward on the exhales. So one of the ideas behind chanting Om is that when you do it in a group of people, there gets this resonance going. It's palpable, and you can feel it move its way kind of through your body, which is the vibration of everybody kind of doing mantra together. It's a beautiful thing. In this way, it's very similar to the end of class. We might say namaste. The lightened knee bows to the lightened you. And it's a similar feeling you can get. You can actually take that sentiment of the lightened knee bows to the lightened you, and by chanting Om together, you can actually feel what that means rather than just being empty words. Inhale, come up, and send both legs straight out. And fold forward. And then you might say, well, I've chanted Om before. I haven't felt anything. And maybe you're different than me, but I've never spent like all day chanting Om. Like even something that I would do for a job, that I might do something for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, something like that. I've never dedicated that much time to chanting Om. But I know most of us, maybe we'll do it a few times a week. If we're into yoga, if we're not into yoga, we'll kind of like appease the teacher and just kind of barely chant it. But today we're going to chant it a little bit together. And, we're going to chant it 10 times. So we're going to save it for the end of class, and we're going to do 10 Oms. See how we feel. Be open to it. And if it doesn't work, nothing happened. But you might feel something. Inhale, come up. Let's come onto our back. Finish up with any twist you like. A very easy basic twist would be just bringing the knees to the chest and sending them off to the side. Now you have an option here. Make sure you twist to the other side. You can chant Om with me. I'm just going to chant Om. Probably about 10 times. Or you can take Shavasana or meditate. Those are our options. If you're chanting Om, sit up, nice and tall. And it doesn't have to be perfect with me, meaning you can be owing while I'm umming. But let's try this together. I want you to say, ah. So open up your mouth and say, ah. One more. Now make it O, so you're going to O, right? One more. And then we're going to One more. So your goal is going to be to literally taste the ah, oh, and feel, look for the vibration. Feel the vibration of that and make sure that doesn't just get like the last little bit there. Give it some attention. To the fall. of them, they go together. So sit up tall. Inhale big. Inhale big. Namaste. If you enjoyed class, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, be sure to subscribe. Any donations would be much appreciated. The link is up on the right-hand corner on our YouTube page, or you can Venmo the Funkion. See you all soon. Happy birthday, Stacy Pinto.